What if the secret to reversing muscle loss after 60 wasn't found in the gym, but in your morning cup of coffee? Imagine if the same drink that wakes up your mind could also awaken your muscles, recharging your mitochondria, reigniting your body's ability to build lean strength, and slowing down the biological clock ticking quietly inside every cell. Most people over 60 notice the shift long before they can explain it. The hands feel weaker. Balance becomes uncertain. Even with enough protein and exercise, the body just doesn't seem to respond the way it used to. This silent transformation has a name: anabolic resistance, a state where your muscle cells stop listening to the signals that once told them to grow and repair. It's one of the most misunderstood forces driving physical aging today. But here's the breakthrough: new research shows that muscle loss is not an inevitable part of aging. It's the result of measurable cellular changes, starting deep inside the mitochondria, the tiny power plants that keep your muscles alive and responsive. As we age, these mitochondria grow sluggish. They burn less energy, become less sensitive to nutrients, and more vulnerable to oxidative stress. That combination creates a cellular environment resistant to growth, even when your diet and exercise are on point. Now, here's where science gets fascinating. Certain nutrients and bioactive compounds, when consumed strategically, especially in the morning, can reactivate those signaling pathways that tell your body it's time to rebuild. Studies show that adding specific amino acids, peptides, or plant polyphenol to your coffee can amplify mitochondrial function, reduce inflammation, and trigger the same biological pathways as strength training itself. Researchers call this nutritional hormesis, a form of gentle stress that pushes your cells to adapt, grow stronger, and repair themselves faster. In the next section, we'll uncover 6 powerful scientific discoveries that explain why muscle loss accelerates with age, what's happening at the molecular level, and, most importantly, how to reverse it. You'll learn how mitochondrial decline, low-grade inflammation, and nutrient resistance all connect to the weakening you feel, and how the timing of your morning coffee, combined with the right nutrients, can reawaken your anabolic sensitivity, protect your muscle tissue, and extend your healthy lifespan. We'll dive into the fascinating world of amino acid signaling, explore how compounds in coffee influence energy metabolism, and uncover daily lifestyle habits that make this protocol even more effective. Because this isn't just about looking strong, it's about preserving independence, vitality, and cellular youth. Science is now clear: protecting your muscles means protecting your metabolism, your brain, and your longevity itself. Stay tuned. By the end of this video, you'll know not only why muscles fade after 60, but exactly what to add to your morning coffee to start reversing it. Let's begin with a truth few people ever talk about. After the age of 60, the body begins losing about 1% of its muscle mass every single year, even in those who exercise regularly and eat well. This gradual decline is called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. But it's not just about losing strength. It affects your balance, your metabolism, your cognitive function, and ultimately, your lifespan. Most people assume the cause is simply not moving enough. And while that's part of it, it's far from the whole story. The real problem begins much deeper, inside the cells themselves. It's something called anabolic resistance, which means your muscles stop responding effectively to the growth signals that once told them to repair and rebuild. Even if you eat enough protein or lift weights, the message to grow just doesn't get through. Your muscle cells, once alert and responsive, become numb to the call. So what's actually happening inside the body? When you eat protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids, the building blocks of muscle. One of these, leucine, plays the starring role. It activates a powerful signaling pathway known as mTOR, the master switch for muscle synthesis. When mTOR flips on, your muscle cells begin rebuilding protein structures, repairing microscopic damage, and growing stronger. But as we age, that switch starts to falter. The receptors that sense amino acids lose their sharpness. Mitochondria, the energy generators of every cell, weaken. Inflammation rises. Oxidative stress accumulates. And slowly, the balance shifts from building muscle to breaking it down. Studies from the University of Birmingham and McMaster University reveal that older adults may need twice as much leucine to trigger the same level of muscle protein synthesis as someone half their age. That's why so many seniors, even those who eat enough protein, still struggle to maintain lean mass. The growth signals are simply too weak to register. Picture it this way. Your muscle cell is like a house. Protein provides the bricks to repair it. At 20, the construction crew rushes in, bricks arrive on time, workers are ready, and the repair happens immediately. But at 60, that crew is tired. The workers move slowly. The trucks are late. And only a fraction of the bricks ever make it to the wall. That slowdown, that anabolic resistance, is what causes the house to crumble little by little. It may sound discouraging, but here's the hopeful part. Once you understand why the system slows down, you can learn how to restart it. Research now shows that with the right combination of nutrients, resistance training, and precise timing, you can reawaken those growth signals, and reignite the body's ability to build muscle again, even after 60. If what you've heard so far resonates with you, take a moment to hit the like button, leave a quick comment, and subscribe. It helps this channel reach more people who want real, evidence-based solutions for aging well. Because up next, we're going to uncover the power plants that drive every movement, every repair, and every muscle fiber in your body, the mitochondria. Understanding how to reactivate their energy is the key to slowing, and even reversing, age-related muscle loss. If anabolic resistance is the body's loss of its growth signal, then mitochondrial decline is the loss of power to sustain that signal. These two processes are deeply interconnected. And understanding their relationship is the foundation for turning back muscle loss at the cellular level. So let's simplify this. Inside each muscle cell are hundreds, sometimes thousands, of tiny mitochondria, microscopic power stations responsible for turning nutrients into ATP, the energy currency that fuels every heartbeat, every repair, and every breath you take. The problem is, after 60, both the number and efficiency of these mitochondria begin to decline. The remaining ones grow less sensitive to nutrient signals, more vulnerable to oxidative stress, and prone to dysfunction. The result? A perfect storm: less energy, more inflammation, and slower muscle repair. Groundbreaking research from the Karolinska Institute and Harvard Medical School shows that mitochondrial health is one of the strongest predictors of biological age, and even longevity itself. Scientists can now estimate a person's true biological age simply by measuring mitochondrial efficiency in their muscle tissue. When your mitochondria are vibrant, your muscles stay strong, your metabolism thrives, and inflammation stays under control. But when they weaken, everything starts to fade, from your strength and energy to your ability to recover. So how do we wake the mitochondria back up? The answer lies in a delicate balance between beneficial stress and nutritional support. Scientists call it hormesis, the idea that mild, controlled stress can actually strengthen your cells rather than harm them. It's nature's way of saying, challenge me, and I'll adapt. Think of it this way: when you lift weights, your muscle fibers experience tiny, intentional tears. Those micro-injuries signal your mitochondria to produce more energy, repair the tissue, and prepare for greater demands next time. Other forms of good stress do the same thing, like alternating hot and cold exposure, short bouts of fasting, or consuming specific plant compounds that gently nudge your cells to repair themselves. And one of the most powerful natural sources of this effect is coffee. Coffee isn't just caffeine, it's packed with polyphenol and chlorogenic acids, compounds shown to activate AMPK and PGC1-alpha, two of the body's master regulators for creating new mitochondria. When these pathways are switched on, your cells start building new energy factories. They burn fat more efficiently, improve insulin sensitivity, and enhance metabolic flexibility, all key ingredients for healthy aging. That's why moderate coffee consumption has been linked to stronger muscles, better metabolism, and lower inflammation in older adults. But here's where it gets truly exciting. When you combine these mitochondrial activators with targeted nutrients, such as leucine, creatine, or collagen peptides, you're lighting up both sides of the system. You're increasing energy production, and you're enhancing muscle repair at the same time. In other words, you're not just drinking coffee, you're sending a biological command to your cells that says, regenerate, rebuild, reawaken. Because mitochondria are like batteries inside your muscle cells. When they're drained, no amount of protein can trigger growth. But when they're charged, every nutrient and every workout becomes exponentially more powerful. If this message resonates with you, and you'd like to learn more about how to activate these cellular mechanisms naturally, hit the subscribe button. Each week, I share evidence-based videos on longevity science, nutrition, and practical strategies to help you stay strong, energetic, and youthful at any age. Now, let's move to the next layer, the molecular control panel that decides whether your body is in a state of building or breaking down. At the heart of this control system are three nutrient-sensing pathways, mTOR, AMPK, and PGC-1-alpha. They are in constant dialogue, deciding when your cells should grow, repair, or conserve energy. Understanding how these pathways interact, and learning how to rhythmically balance them through diet, fasting, and movement, is the single most powerful strategy to reverse muscle loss after 60. Let's begin with mTOR, short for mechanistic target of rapamycin. Think of it as the accelerator pedal of muscle growth. When activated by amino acids, especially leucine, mTOR turns on muscle protein synthesis, the process that builds and repairs new muscle tissue. This pathway is highly responsive to both protein intake and resistance training. But here's the catch: if you keep pressing that accelerator without giving your body a chance to rest, the system starts to wear down. Cells need time to recycle, repair, and clean out damaged components. That's where the other two players step in, AMPK and PGC-1-alpha. AMPK acts like your cell's fuel gauge. When energy levels drop, during fasting, exercise, or calorie restriction, AMPK flips on. It tells the body to conserve fuel, burn fat, and clear away damaged proteins through a process called autophagy, literally, cellular self-cleaning. Activating AMPK improves insulin sensitivity, reduces inflammation, and protects your metabolism, all essential for maintaining lean muscle as you age. And then, there's PGC-1-alpha, the conductor of mitochondrial renewal. It coordinates the creation of new mitochondria and ensures your cells strike the perfect balance between growth and regeneration. Here's the key takeaway. It all comes down to balance. Longevity and muscle preservation aren't about constantly pushing for growth. They depend on a rhythm, a natural alternation between stimulation and recovery. That's why the timing of your meals, workouts, and fasting periods matters so much. When you align them correctly, you can synchronize these molecular switches, turning aging into adaptation. For example, exercising in a fasted state in the morning activates AMPK and PGC-1-alpha, sending a signal to your cells to boost mitochondrial efficiency and energy output. Then, when you break your fast with protein and targeted nutrients, ideally paired with coffee, you flip the mTOR switch, jump-starting repair and muscle synthesis. That's what I call the dual-phase effect, stress and recovery working in perfect sequence to rejuvenate your cells and preserve your strength. Think of your body as a hybrid engine, seamlessly shifting between two modes. AMPK and PGC-1-alpha are your electric mode, clean, efficient, restorative. mTOR is your gasoline mode, powerful, growth-driven, but energy-intensive. Both are vital. But the magic happens when you learn to shift smoothly between the two. Modern research supports this model. According to studies in the Journal of Physiology and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, cycling between periods of energy deficit and nutrient abundance, a process known as metabolic flexibility, significantly enhances mitochondrial function and stimulates muscle protein synthesis in older adults. When you combine the right kind of exercise, smart fasting windows, and nutrient timing, you're not just maintaining muscle, you're reprogramming your metabolism at the cellular level. If you found this insight valuable, Give this video a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for weekly deep dives into nutrition, longevity science, and the art of aging strong. Because next, we're shifting from molecular signals to something far more familiar, your morning cup of coffee. And as you'll see, this simple daily ritual can either accelerate muscle loss, or become one of the most powerful tools to reverse it. Let's talk about one of the most consumed beverages in the world, coffee. For most people, it's simply a source of caffeine and morning comfort. But for those who understand cellular biology, coffee is something far more powerful, a metabolic instrument. When used correctly, it can awaken your mitochondria, accelerate fat metabolism, and even enhance your body's ability to rebuild muscle. Because coffee isn't just caffeine. It's a biochemical symphony made up of hundreds of compounds, including chlorogenic acids, trigonelline, and a wide variety of polyphenol. These molecules have been shown to activate key cellular pathways, particularly AMPK and PGC-1-alpha, the very systems you've just learned about. When these two pathways light up, your body begins to create new mitochondria, improve insulin sensitivity, and burn fat more efficiently. So, what does that mean for your muscles? It means your cells become better at producing energy, balancing blood sugar, and sustaining muscle contractions. You experience less fatigue, faster recovery, and more ATP, the very energy currency that powers muscle repair. A fascinating study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that consuming caffeine before resistance training significantly increased muscle fiber recruitment and overall performance, not only in younger adults, but in older individuals as well. But caffeine isn't the only hero here. The polyphenol in coffee dive even deeper, reducing oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, two major drivers of sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss. Picture it like this. Your mitochondria are tiny furnaces burning fuel to create energy. Over time, soot, in the form of oxidative byproducts, begins to coat the walls, reducing their efficiency. Polyphenol act like a gentle cleanser, wiping away that buildup so the fires of life can burn hotter and cleaner again. However, there's a catch, and it's a big one. The benefits of coffee depend entirely on what you add to it. Many people unintentionally cancel out its advantages with sugar, syrups, or processed creamers that spike insulin and drive inflammation. But if you combine coffee with the right nutrients, those that work in harmony with your mitochondria and muscle cells, you can create a powerful synergistic effect. For instance, adding amino acids like leucine, or peptides like collagen or creatine, can help activate mTOR right after a light fasting period. This combination harnesses caffeine's metabolic stimulation and the muscle-building signal from amino acids, transforming your cup of coffee into a precision tool for muscle preservation. There's another fascinating link here. Caffeine temporarily raises a signaling molecule called cyclic AMP, which promotes fat breakdown and mobilizes stored energy. That makes the period right after your morning coffee the ideal window for strength training or light exercise, when your body is primed for both energy production and tissue repair. Imagine this. You wake up, drink a cup of coffee enriched with leucine and collagen peptides. Then, you complete a focused 20-minute resistance session. Afterward, you enjoy a nourishing breakfast packed with high-quality protein and micronutrients. In that single morning routine, you've activated AMPK-mTOR PGC-1-alpha, the exact cellular sequence scientists associate with slower aging, stronger mitochondria, and long-term muscle preservation. Before we continue, a quick reminder. If you find this content valuable, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps share this knowledge with more people who, just like you, want to age stronger and live longer. In this next part, we'll explore what I call micronutrient synergy, the powerful combination of amino acids, creatine, and collagen peptides that can transform your morning coffee from a simple routine into a targeted muscle-preserving ritual. Now that you understand how coffee activates the body's key metabolic pathways, let's dive deeper into the specific nutrients that can work alongside it, to unlock your body's ability to rebuild muscle and maintain strength after 60. This is where science meets strategy, and it's the turning point in your body's renewal journey. At this stage, your insulin levels are low, AMPK is active, and your cells are primed to burn fat for fuel. This is what researchers call the golden metabolic window. But to smoothly transition from fat-burning mode into muscle-building mode, you need to activate M2, the molecular switch that triggers muscle protein synthesis. The most effective way to do this? Combine your coffee with amino acids, creatine, and collagen peptides, using coffee as the perfect delivery system. 1. Leucine, the master switch for muscle growth. Leucine is an essential amino acid, the spark plug that flips the mTOR switch. Research from the University of Illinois and McMaster University shows that older adults need around 3 grams of leucine per meal to effectively stimulate muscle protein synthesis. By adding leucine powder, or a leucine-rich protein such as whey isolate, to your morning coffee, you can turn on muscle-building signals right after your fasting period ends. 2. Creatine, the fuel for energy and strength. Next is creatine, one of the most studied compounds in exercise physiology. Though often associated with athletes, creatine offers profound benefits for older adults as well. It helps recycle ATP, the body's main energy currency, improving muscle performance, strength, and even cognitive function. Multiple meta-analyses have confirmed that adults supplementing with 3 to 5 grams of creatine daily experience measurable improvements in muscle mass, mobility, and mental clarity, with no harmful effects. 3. Collagen peptides, the structural framework for repair. Now, let's add collagen peptides to the mix. Collagen is rich in glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, amino acids that support connective tissue, tendons, and joint health. While collagen isn't a complete muscle-building protein on its own, when combined with leucine or whey, it provides the structural foundation your body needs to repair tissue and maintain joint integrity. A study from the University of Freiburg in Germany found that older adults who combined collagen peptide supplementation with resistance training gained significantly more muscle mass and strength compared to exercise alone. 4. The perfect synergy with coffee. When you combine these 3 nutrients, leucine, creatine, and collagen, with the mitochondrial activators found in coffee, you create an ideal biochemical environment for both growth and recovery. Caffeine improves blood flow and nutrient absorption. Amino acids activate mTOR, igniting the muscle-building process. Polyphenol in coffee support mitochondrial health and reduce inflammation. Together, they form what scientists call a biological resonance system, a harmony between energy, repair, and renewal. Your morning coffee becomes a scientifically backed cellular regeneration protocol. 5. How to practice it. Here's a simple guide to get started. Brew a hot cup of high-quality coffee. Add 1 scoop collagen peptides, 3 g leucine, 3 to 5 g creatine monohydrate. Drink it 30 to 40 minutes before breakfast or your first workout. This timing allows caffeine and amino acids to peak together, improving focus, energy, and muscle protein synthesis. It's simple, convenient, and surprisingly powerful. Maintained over time, this routine can enhance muscle tone, energy levels, recovery speed, and even joint resilience. 6. The ripple effect, brain and sleep benefits. Here's something few people realize: this nutrient synergy also supports your brain and sleep cycle. Creatine and glycine, from collagen, enhance cognitive performance and stabilize neurotransmitters. Meanwhile, glycine promotes relaxation, helping you achieve deeper, more restorative sleep. So you're not only building a stronger body, you're nurturing your mind and recovery system as well. If you plan to try this protocol, share how you'd customize your version of the morning muscle coffee in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. Each week, I share science-backed, practical strategies to optimize health and longevity through nutrition and smart daily habits. Synchronizing your body clock, the secret to doubling your results. Now that you understand the molecular and nutritional science behind reversing muscle loss, it's time to connect everything to the body's natural rhythm, your circadian biology. Because no supplement, superfood, or workout routine can match the power of eating, moving, and resting at the right time. Your body doesn't operate randomly. Every organ, your muscles, liver, brain, and even your mitochondria, follows its own internal clock, governing when enzymes activate, hormones rise, and nutrients are best absorbed. After 60, this rhythm often drifts out of sync, leading to faster muscle loss, weaker metabolism, and chronic fatigue. But when you restore it, you realign your metabolism with nature's timing, and your entire biology begins to work with you again. How to restore your natural rhythm. Morning, reboot the clock. Step into natural light within 5 to 10 minutes of waking. This anchors your circadian rhythm, boosts healthy morning cortisol, and signals your body to start producing energy. 30 to 40 minutes later. Enjoy your enhanced coffee, brewed with leucine, creatine, and collagen peptides. This sends an early signal to your cells to activate mitochondria and begin muscle protein synthesis. Within the next hour, do resistance training, brisk walking, or a short bodyweight session. This sequence maximizes the AMPK-mTOR activation cycle, allowing your muscles to produce energy and recover efficiently. Post-workout, rebuild and refuel. 60 to 90 minutes after exercise. Eat your main meal, rich in high-quality protein, healthy fats, and colorful vegetables. This restores amino acids, stabilizes blood sugar, and supports muscle repair. Studies show that 30 g of protein per meal is ideal for maintaining muscle synthesis in older adults. Overnight fasting, cellular cleanup. Aim for a 12-14 hour overnight fast. This window promotes autophagy, your body's internal cleanup of damaged proteins and cells. Breaking your fast with your nutrient-boosted coffee and a balanced breakfast allows a smooth shift from recovery mode to growth mode. Evening, wind down the system. Avoid heavy, late-night meals, especially those high in refined carbs or fats. They disrupt growth hormone release and interfere with nighttime repair. Finish your last meal at least 3 hours before bedtime. And consider magnesium or glycine-rich foods to relax your nervous system and improve deep sleep. Deep sleep, the nightly anabolic window. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, repairs muscle tissue, and regenerates mitochondria, your natural anabolic window, every single night. Prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of restorative sleep is one of the most underestimated yet powerful longevity strategies to preserve muscle and vitality after 60. When you align your body clock, fasting window, nutrient timing, and supplementation, you create a biological environment built for regeneration, not decline. You retrain your cells to become metabolically flexible, keep your mitochondria youthful, and help your body perform like it's 30, even in your 60s or 70s. Before we move to the conclusion, remember this. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. A morning coffee enriched with amino acids, a few weekly resistance workouts, and a steady sleep routine, that's all it takes to completely shift the trajectory of aging. If this message resonates with you, hit the like button, share which habit you're starting today in the comments, and subscribe for weekly evidence-based strategies on nutrition, longevity, and cellular health. Bringing it all together. We began this journey with a single question. What if the key to reversing muscle loss after 60 was hidden in your morning cup of coffee? And now you know, the secret isn't just in the coffee itself, but in how it interacts with your biology. You've learned that the real enemy isn't age, it's anabolic resistance. When your muscles stop responding to growth signals, you've seen how this resistance begins with mitochondrial decline, chronic inflammation, and the slowdown of cellular pathways that govern repair and regeneration. But you've also discovered something far more important. These processes are not permanent. They can be reactivated. By embracing the power of hormesis, through coffee, sunlight, movement, and nutrient timing, you can awaken your body's anabolic machinery, restore mitochondrial energy, and rebuild strength from the inside out. Think about what that truly means. More muscle equals better balance, stronger bones, improved insulin sensitivity, and sharper cognitive function. Muscle isn't just tissue, it's an organ of longevity. It stores glucose, produces hormones, communicates with your brain and immune system, and protects your independence as you age. Maintaining it is one of the most powerful ways to extend not just your lifespan, but your health span, the years you stay strong, independent, and full of life. Your challenge starts tomorrow. Step outside and greet the morning light. Brew your coffee. Add 1 scoop collagen peptides, 3G leucine, and 3,5G creatine monohydrate. Sip it slowly, then move your body, lift, walk, stretch, breathe. Finish with a balanced, protein-rich breakfast. It may sound simple, but biologically, it's profound. In that 1 hour, you'll activate AMPK, mTOR, PGC1 alpha in perfect sequence. The very same cascade your younger selves once performed effortlessly. And remember, it's never too late to rebuild your body at the cellular level. Science proves that even at 70 or 80, muscles still respond, when given the right signals: nutrition, movement, and recovery. If today's message brought you value, please like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to join a community of people choosing to live longer, stronger, and healthier each day. Because longevity isn't about escaping aging. It's about mastering it. And that mastery begins with how you start each morning.